Brought to you by IWCRadio.com. Brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everybody and welcome to the IWC radio show once again. We're here on YouTube and on iTunes with me, Chucks, and Will. Beans once again still on assignment with his kid, I believe. Mini Beans. Hashtag Mini Beans.
Are we gonna ever get him back? Or is that it until Mini Beans is actually a full-size bean?
I don't know.
16.
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we talk about getting your priorities straight all the time, but this guy, you think, how long's it been? 4 weeks now? 5 weeks? How much attention do babies need, really?
I think all the attention in the world usually would be a good response.
Well, that seems to be what he's getting, so he's doing something right. He's not doing this right, but he's doing something right. I'll give him that.
I bet you he's not watched a single bit of wrestling throughout the whole time as well.
Oh, that sounds like heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, screaming baby and all that, but like, yeah, I think on balance, maybe he's getting a good deal.
Yeah, here's the hashtag Mini Beans right here on the stream from a tweet that he sent about an hour ago.
Oh yeah. Mini Beans in all his glory.
Yeah.
In all his glory.
Well, that sounds wrong.
It did sound a little wrong.
You know what I meant?
So yeah, Beans,
yeah, there he is.
Beans is not here for the time being. Hope to have him.
There he is.
Hope to have him
That
back
dummy.
next week or sometime soon. Whenever he wants to not be a dad for like an hour or so.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's a good picture of that dummy, and also the baby has a pacifier in his mouth.
Hey!
Hey, there you go.
Hold on.
There you go.
There we go.
Get that one out.
We're going to be talking about Hell in the Cell this week, the fallout from it, a little bit of tidbits here and there, and we got a little bit of a special treat for you near the end of the show in regards to a certain
Special
video
treat.
game. Yeah, it's gonna be probably a cluster muck to get through.
This is
but-
Rocket League.
It's Rocket League.
They've started testing for cross-platform party system on that.
Really?
Yeah. So we don't have to do like AI stuff. We can actually go up against like real opponents with you guys on like the consoles and such. So that's something that could be the special treat at the end of the show, but it might not. It probably is not.
Not this week.
I can 99.9% it is not what it is at the end of the show. But stick around for that. Yeah. Where do you guys want to go from here? Do you want to get into the prediction game that I did awful at?
We could. I mean, we can talk some more shit about Beans if you like. That's always fun. or we could get into the prediction game.
It's your call.
Well, you know what I would choose.
Yeah, I do.
I think I'll put the show first, and
Alright.
we'll move on.
Do you have the papers? Do you have the papers to rustle for us?
I have some papers here.
Oh, I thought you were going with.
Oh, they're all
the
sticking
European.
together. I'm thinking about the long-term future of the show. There you go. Some
man.
rustling, some papers.
All right, good.
Also, I don't know if you can hear, but my neighbors are having a party. So if you can hear some thumping, then that's what that is. It's not me.
Be quiet.
I did tell them be quiet, and they said they'd be quiet about 1. So that's in about 40 minutes. We'll probably still be on air. We will see if that's true or if they are a load of liars.
Stop having fun. There's a wrestling podcast going on here.
Right? Right? No one's allowed to have. If I can't have fun, then no one's allowed to have fun. 30 now, damn it. Okay, let's start with the pre-show because that's what we do.
All right.
I'm getting used to this now. You see, I know how this is done. So we had Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, the world's alphaist tag team, also American, also pretty great actually, and they beat the Hype Bros, who are also American but not very alpha nor great. I didn't actually see this one. Thinking about it, I missed the pre-show, so you're gonna have to fill me in on what happened.
It was pretty much, a lot of people were expecting this to be like the breakup match between the Hype Bros, between Ryder and Mojo, which didn't happen. I don't remember if there was any miscommunication, but it was pretty much Gable and Benjamin all the way here. It was, I think they had the offense throughout the majority of the match, and yeah, that's pretty much how they won. So, yeah.
Gable and Benjamin had the offense for most of the match, so they just just won on them and then won.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's probably what should have happened, I guess.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, great. I have nothing to add other than we all predicted that would happen, and it did. So go us.
Yeah. Woohoo! That's probably the only time you're going to say that for me, because yeah.
Nearly. That's we will. Actually, we all predicted really similar this time.
Did we?
Well, when I say we, the rest of us.
Okay.
In fact, me and Will were identical. So, spoiler coming up, but we actually have the same score.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that.
I know. I should have changed something in there. Anyway, so we had the first cell match on the main show. This was crazy. I missed the first couple of minutes of this too, but it was awesome from what I saw.
Yeah.
The Usos ended up beating the New Day. It could have gone either way, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
This was hardcore. This is about as hardcore as a cell match has been since the kind of PG era and the loss of blood and all of that.
Yeah.
At least as far as I can remember. This was crazy. Loads of action.
Yeah, it was, the action was all in the cell, and the third New Day guy, which happened to be Kofi, did not get involved. So, you guys are correct on that down here, I believe, even though Will kind of said, yeah, no, in response. But, yeah, no, it was definitely pretty brutal. At one point, the New Day had one of the Usos jammed up into the corner, but with all the candlesticks lodged in between the steel mesh of the cell. It was crazy.
I actually invented that spot, by the way, in my head about 10 years ago.
Oh
I thought, wouldn't it be really cool if you just pinned a guy like with the sticks going through the fence? And then they did it.
10 years later, there it is.
10 years later, there it is. Stealing my ideas again. I also had an idea. Actually, was this me or was this another guy in an E-Fed? I think it was a different guy. I had an idea for a tag team who were basically Gemini. And then a few months later, the Gemini show up. I mean, I'm just saying. Also a trampoline, I think. yeah, we invented the Gemini.
That's not something you should be really bragging about.
No, I suppose not. Yeah.
There's also like musical instruments involved, like another Francesca, a gong, a cowbell.
A gong, yeah. And a rainbow candlestick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was great.
If you've never seen a New Day Usos match before, I mean, this is pretty much summed up the past catalog of matches that they've had, where the championship's been on the line or not. I mean, it's been a really good series between these two teams.
Yeah.
And I gotta hand it to you, Chucks, that they're gonna continue the hot potato of the championship.
It just seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to talk much about SmackDown. We usually don't. SmackDown opened with these two teams coming out and showing a bit of respect, having a bit of a truce going on, showing a bit of love. Then all of the other tag teams came out, except for one notable exception that I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit. And it looks like the Usos... It's kind of strange because that segment where they were, shaking hands with the New Day, it looked like a bit of a face turn, or at least easing up on the heel act. But then all of their next challenges, whether it be, well, we know it's going to be Gable and Benjamin. It could have been, who's the other guys? Breezango, also faces. So they kind of need to be heels, you'd think. But now I know they're nice guys, so I don't know if I'm going to believe it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, that was my idea about the hot potato. It needs to go back on a heel team. And luckily it paid off this time.
Right.
And that's the way it went. So, points for me, Beans, Will. Smoot thought it was going to be New Day.
I thought they were going to retain. There was a couple of times there I thought they had it, but...
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I can see why you thought that. Definitely see why you thought that. Next up, if you don't have anything else to say about that one.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay. Well, we will carry on with Randy Orton defeating Rusev. This was a shame.
Shame.
In more ways than one, because I picked Rusev to win.
It's true. Again, we all get points. Smoot doesn't. He thought Rusev would win this one. I would have loved for him to have been right, but Randy Orton's Randy Orton.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of seeing Rusev in the doghouse. Like, he was he pretty much was like Braun Strowman of like yesteryear on Raw for like a while, and now he's just a nothing. He's a nobody on the card.
And Lana's trying to do the same act with Tamina.
Yeah.
Couldn't she just be doing that with Rusev instead?
You'd think. You'd think.
At least that wouldn't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Ed's joined us in the chat. He says, hashtag Rusev Day, mother effers.
Excuse me.
Has there ever been a better wrestler on the roster who would make less of a difference if he were just to disappear than Randy Orton? Like, I can't say he's not good. He doesn't suck. He's not, it's not one of these guys that drags down every match he's in.
Right.
But if he were just to not show up anymore, I'm not sure how long it would take me to notice. Probably quite a while.
I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a valid point.
Yeah.
Because I could see Orton like taking time off, and I don't think it would make a difference on the TV product, like at all.
I'd be quite happy.
Yeah.
Quite happy.
Well, because then at least Rusev would have been in there with someone else. And in that case, he may have had a chance of winning. Whereas I think this was more about Orton winning than Rusev losing. Because he's just come off the back of putting Jinder Mahal over. He needed to beat someone with some credibility to get back onto, Randy Orton level.
Yeah, true.
Rusev was that guy.
It was.
It's a shame. It's a shameful thing.
And the chat says also, why couldn't they just pair English and Rusev? There's nothing for both of them as singles. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I mean,
But they did that with... They did that on Raw with Rusev and Jinder.
Okay.
Just, like, anyone remember that?
Not really.
Jinder was like the guy that just followed him around for a while.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Because Rusev had that one promo with him backstage, and like he said something like, "We're not friends. We're not going to tape an episode of Ride Along after this."
Yeah, exactly.
And if you hadn't mentioned that, I would not have remembered that promo just now. So that's a very valid point. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was the awkward network plug of the week when they have to. Someone backstage has to say the name of a show. Also, Rusev would be so much better in the Jinder Mahal role. They chose the wrong guy to do the championship thing. He could have been there, as you said, with Aiden English.
Yeah.
Maybe with Elias too. Could have called them the Singh brothers. Hey, had to wait a second for that one.
Wow.
They both sing, you see.
Yeah.
Sing.
Thanks for clearing that
No
one.
H. Yeah. Okay. Should we? I'll move on.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably best.
Points for everyone except Smooth.
Yep. You'll be saying that a lot.
Say that
Saying
again.
a lot.
Okay, then we have Baron. Oh my God. Ty Dillinger got into the US title match.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know why. Maybe to distract from Corbin.
It was I think it was a thing on the pre-show where Angle was watching the TV from like the opposite angle that we're used to seeing. So we saw the back of the TV and the person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then Ty just walked in and he was like, "Hey, why don't you just make it a triple threat? It'd be a perfect 10 idea."
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't with Angle. Excuse me, it was with Brian.
It was with Brian.
Yeah. And then they both did the 10 yes chant or whatever.
That's right. They did show that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who was the guy? Corey Graves says Ty Dillinger has no right to be in this match or something. He's weaseled his way in. He actually had a decent. He beat Baron Corbin on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Like, I don't really know why it had to be now, but whatever. Yes, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, we all suck because we all thought Styles would retain. He didn't. Although this match, obviously with Dillinger in it, this match wasn't the match that we predicted. So I think we can write off the loss on this one and just pretend that this never happened.
Nobody gets a point anyway, so it doesn't matter.
But it would look better on our percentage at the end. Instead of being, however many out of 8, it would be out of 7. It's a no contest. Let's do that, no contest, yeah. Baron Corbin, your new US champion. And he beat AJ in his rematch on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're just getting that out of the way. The belt's changed hands, we're moving on.
Maybe they'll finally update. Maybe they'll update the profile picture on his little stats page when it comes out for his entrance.
Maybe.
So it's not him somewhat holding what looks to be the Money in the Bank case. Now it'll be him somewhat holding a championship title that nobody cares
Kind of Photoshop it onto his shoulder, like they do sometimes.
Yeah.
Anything to say about this one? It seemed to get fairly good at the end.
I like the element of the triple threat being, thrown in at the last second. I thought that was the right call, as you mentioned. I don't know what Corey Graves was on about, but it definitely should have been a triple threat. Maybe Styles losing the US title is going to open the door for him to go for bigger and better things, and Corbin, hey, it's a championship. He can make with it what he wants. So
yeah, bigger things for AJ. I think you could be right. Better things, we'll see. I guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Next up, another one that we were more or less screwed on. Charlotte beat Natalya, but it was by DQ. So we all lose points here. Beans did actually predict Charlotte to win. I don't know if he thought that she would win properly. I'm assuming he did. And he's lucked his way into a point.
It's true.
Yeah. Anything to say about this one? To me, it seemed like they were just stalling for time. They want to go to Survivor Series and do a screw job. I'm sticking with that theory.
I mean, it made no sense considering Natalya was working Charlotte's leg for a majority of the match, and then she just grabs a steel chair and just goes after Charlotte with it. That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
They could be building something for Survivor Series that's being held in, Texas, right? Somewhere? Houston, Texas?
Is
Dallas,
that right?
Texas? I believe it. Yeah, we checked it up. Because you thought you had this,
that's right.
superb theory that it was going to be in Canada and was actually in Texas.
No, it was the 30th, not 20th anniversary.
Right. Yeah.
Not the Canada connection. I knew there was a connection.
Yeah.
I knew there was something they wanted to reference.
So they might be setting up for something like that. Maybe Survivor Series is where Carmella cashes in. Who knows? I didn't think it was that great of a match overall.
No. As it was going on, I was thinking maybe it is Charlotte's time. Maybe I've got this horribly wrong and Charlotte's going to win it.
Yeah.
But no, they, for whatever reason, didn't pull the trigger. So I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Someone's getting screwed. Actually, there's something else about Survivor Series we're going to have to talk about in a bit. I'll have to make a note of that. Let's bring that up later.
Okay.
So, we then move on to the WWE Championship match, which was not the main event, nor was it in the cell, for reasons I'm still unclear on. Jinder Mahal won again, as he tends to do. Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't know what to say about this guy.
It's not his time, as you adequately said a moment ago.
I never really had a lot of faith that they were going to push him to the top.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought at least he would have great matches. At least he would be like a Kurt Angle or Shawn Michaels, someone who doesn't always get the belt, but at least is featured because he's so great. He's not even having that. He's just a guy, and for a guy as good as we know he's great, he shouldn't be just a guy, but he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't help that he's paired up with Jinder, though. Anything to say about this one? It seems to be more of the same.
I think Mahal's holding on to the title for a while.
Me too. My guess is AJ is moving up to be his next victim for the next 2 or 3 months.
You've got to wonder though, how long did they wait before they give Nakamura the push? Because I mean, he's not exactly young compared to some of the others.
But a lot of guys that are coming up lately aren't. I mean, Shelton's just come back. He's not young. Bobby Roode's not young.
Well, exactly. But
Samoa Joe's not that young.
I suppose you're right when you think about it. But you are right. They're going to need to start looking at younger people eventually. But all the talent seems to be in the guys that are a little older. This is like the lost generation. I think the guys that we're seeing now are the guys that we didn't see when Cena had like double the length of time on top as anyone else did. Instead of calling up CM Punk and Samoa Joe and all the everyone, they just said, "No, Cena and Orton's good. Let's just stick with this." Yeah. And now eventually they're getting there, but how long for? We've got a few years. How long are they going to wait before giving Nakamura the push? I'm thinking they want to do something big with him and Styles, maybe WrestleMania. Yeah.
And until then, they don't really need it.
Ed in the chat says he's going to bet that AJ versus Shinsuke for the WWE title at WrestleMania.
For the belt.
Yeah, I'll go for that, yeah.
That would be cool, but I don't know.
I don't think that's happening. I don't think it's happening.
No, I feel like he's going to hold on to it for the long haul.
Yeah.
He's already had it for so long that now it seems like it's going to be one of those epic heel reigns that some heroic babyface, maybe John Cena for his 17th, can knock him off.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. A long way off. Then we go to Bobby Roode and his entrance, beat Dolph Ziggler and his no entrance. He actually, who predicted that last week that he was going to do the
Will. He actually said, I said he wouldn't have an entrance. Will said that he won't have lights, according to the the thing here, which I would count as well, because he didn't technically have the thing, and he said he was going to come out like Batista, so
with one spotlight.
I'll count it.
Yeah, I think that's good. He did actually have the start of his entrance theme, and then like a really fake record scratch.
That sound effect was so awful. It was so awful.
And they used it again on SmackDown.
Oh my god.
Are we supposed to believe that they play entrance music on records?
Yeah, what? Just don't have anything. Just have it abruptly cut.
Yeah.
Make it seem like someone pulled the plug on the Titantron. That's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't need a sound effect, a cartoony one, no less. for Ziggler, who's supposed to be taken seriously as a guy that, you know, is all substance, no flash. It was dumb.
Yeah, I think
dumb.
we're on the same page on this.
And
Not how I
Roode-
would have done it either.
Bobby Roode won. Because
Bobby Roode did win.
Yeah. So,
And we all predicted that. I think that one was a fairly obvious one.
Yeah.
Points all round. Go us. I don't know if we said we all predicted Jinder as well, but it seems like we all knew the score there. Then we get to the main event. The main event was the other Hell in a Cell match, the Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match, which was 40 minutes long. I felt it dragged a lot until they managed to get outside, because I think everyone knew that it wasn't going to end inside. Falls Count Anywhere, why would it?
Did you watch this live?
No.
I did.
The next day.
Did it overrun? As in,
Yes.
No, it did. I have a feeling it did, because I watched it the night after, and it seemed to go on a lot longer than I thought it was supposed to. But yeah, as you say, I think everyone was waiting for it to go outside. So.
And then when it did, there was... I don't know if they were trying to make us think that it wouldn't happen. They both climbed down, they stayed for a long time on the top, but that cage was really sagging in the middle.
Yeah, I thought
there was a couple of spots they did, which
a couple more it would have gone, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it seems like, man.
I wanted to see.
I guess they know what they're doing.
I wanted to see one of them make a pinfall attempt up there, and what like Mike Chioda would have done.
Well, in the video games, he just counts on the floor.
Yeah,
he just drops to the floor.
Well, then how would he see? Wait a minute. If he did that, how he would know like to stop the count if someone got like a shoulder up or kicked out?
Well, it's a mesh cage. He could see from underneath.
So he would be on the ground and he would just be looking up at the
up.
sky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he would be like, maybe he could stand in the ring right underneath and do like the Kofi Kingston self clap. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
The self high five thing. Yeah.
What about Corey Graves calling out the ref for stopping a pin because Owens was in the ropes? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That goes back to my shoddy officiating theory again from the last pay-per-view with Strowman in the ropes when Lesnar had the Kimura on him, and the ref didn't see that. Like here, it was Falls Count Anywhere, and somehow a rope break was still a thing. Made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
I guess.
I can see how the ref done that.
I mean, out of habit, yeah, but you gotta know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe out of habit, like the rule applies, but it can't be enforced or something like that. Like he would say, "Oh, that's a rope break. You better break it up, or I can't do anything."
Are they not told to call it as if it's real? They're supposed to just go down straight laced, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I thought I saw a ref not make a count or not break a submission when someone was in the ring. Was that in the tag match then? No, it was this one, wasn't it? Because he did like a powerbomb onto the steps.
Right.
He was in like a triangle or something, and then Owens got to the outside and kind of picked him up and powerbombed him onto the steps. So maybe in the same match, the referee realized can't break a submission by getting into the ropes.
you probably got told on the earpiece.
Could maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Don't do that again.
And then, of course, so they went up to the top. They bumped around a bit. They came down. Owens fell kind of halfway down onto one table. Shane picked him up, put him on the other table, went back up to the top. And as he jumped, it was incredible timing. There was one of the shots from behind the table when Sami Zayn pulled Owens off. And Shane just, out of nowhere, so quickly just demolishes the table. It looked like he'd been photoshopped in.
Yeah.
I love that view. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Really well timed. And Shane, there was a story going around that he's broken some ribs and he went to hospital or whatever. I think it was all a bit of a work. He seems to be okay.
Well, yeah,
man,
that and they also used a foam cover for the announce table. Like it wasn't.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it wasn't their usual setup. Here, let me pull up a picture.
Yeah,
I thought they might have done that balloon under there again.
Hold on.
That's the first. It was so noticeable as well. It's the first time I've seen it that old.
Yeah.
And they done 3 tables the same as well.
Let me try to cut to it here.
Yeah.
There we are. Yeah,
Let's
see,
see.
there's the table right there. There's no monitor sockets whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then they have those other monitors now, don't they? They're not the ones that need to go into the table. They've got like flat screen.
Yeah, it's a flat screen monitor, but they put like a plastic covering on the sides and such.
Mm.
So, here you go. And then after the match here, they show the replay. One of Shane's kids was given the double bird to
Yes, I've seen them.
Sammy and Kevin Owens here. Beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Legit lol. So, points there. Smoot, I don't know what you were thinking.
To be fair,
We all got points for Owens. You thought Shane would win.
Before Shane went up for that, that elbow drop, he could have pinned him and won it. All right, he had it and lost it. That's on him.
True.
There's a reason he's 0-3 in Hell in a Cell matches now. Okay.
Yeah. It's his own damn fault.
That's his own damn fault.
He. Like that is wrestling logic at its worst.
Yeah.
Like, if he had pinned him and won the match,
Yeah.
there still would have been nothing to stop him putting him on the table and going back up and doing the elbow if that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have done both. He could have won the match but now instead he didn't, and he's got nothing. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but that's what we get, I guess. Cool spot. I still liked it for what it was. And that means in last place for this one, sorry, Smoot, 3 out of 8.
Oh.
What have you got to say for yourself? Some poor choices, man.
I know.
Really poor choices.
I was trying to go out on a limb. I was trying to go for the lead, and it backfired.
New Day, Shane, Rusev all let you down. Then in joint second, me and Will with the exact same picks. And Beans, thanks to his luck, I'm going to call it luck, predicting Charlotte. He is 1 ahead on 7 out of 8. Only AJ let him down there. Meaning overall, Smoot in 4th, 39 out of 75 so far this year. Ooh, Beans next on 42. Will in second, 43 out of 75, and I'm only just ahead on 46. As we say every time, anything can happen in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
In fact, I think next week is the not Hell in the Cell, the
No, Hell on a Ladder.
Hell on a Ladder, TLC. The prediction show for that. So.
Yeah, we only have 4 matches announced so far, and they are not great.
Did you want to talk about one of them, possibly the main event?
Possibly the main event. Obviously, you're talking about Kalisto and Enzo Amore.
Wait, hold on.
No,
hold
not.
on. Is that really one of them?
That's actually happening. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Oh my god.
There's Asuka's debut against Emma. Emma actually won a match against the entire women's division. Hilariously, I think. Alexa takes on old lady Mickey James. For an old lady, she really doesn't look that old.
Seriously,
I know she is older than the others, but like, really? Don't see it. And then the Shield. Explain this one to me. The Shield are reforming for a 4-on-3 handicap match. Strowman, Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus.
Yeah, that was from Raw. It was kind of odd that the Shield was going after Braun Strowman, right? And I was really upset that they just made like their top monster guy look awful against the Shield, who just put him through an announce table like it was just some other guy. But then,
yeah,
but then they added, Strowman to the mix to the match, and I was like, all right, now I'm cool with it. Because now Strowman has a reason to go after the Shield, and probably might help out the Miztourage with a win. I mean, granted, there could be something where, Strowman goes to do something, and the Miztourage is like, hey, what are you doing? And then it just self-implodes, and then the Shield wins by that way, which is what I'm probably going to predict when next week rolls around.
Yeah, didn't Cole say something about because Strowman had issues with the three of them individually? They were sort of.
Well, I kind of figured it was like a hangover from the Reigns feud. After that one with the, there was that spot with the ambulance, and he backed up into the ghost cameraman and all of that. It never really, there wasn't a resolution. I mean, how could there be? I guess there's attempted murder, but it never really seemed to pay off. And I feel like this is kind of carrying on a little bit from that. Obviously, Ambrose and Rollins have been feuding with Cesaro and Sheamus, which means it's kind of Miz that feels like the odd man out here. He's had that fuse with Dean Ambrose where he got the dirty deeds every week. I'd love to see a compilation of every time those two are in the ring together and Miz ends up getting the DDT. Seems to happen every single time. But yeah, 4-on-3. I don't get it. Seems like there was just nothing else for Braun Strowman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lesnar's not around, so what can you do?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if anything, I was thinking maybe have Curtis Axel or Bo Dallas take the powerbomb spot, not Strowman. Initially, but then, like I said, Strowman getting added to the match makes it a little bit more interesting as to what's going to happen.
Yeah, I see the point. I think they just wanted to get the Shield over strong. They got back together. They need to be like the unstoppable force again, and taking out Strowman, I guess, kind of puts them over.
Yeah.
If they beat him again, maybe that's too much. I guess we'll see. So that's a fairly weak card. All of their big stars are all in the one match, and that is it. Do you want to talk at all about Survivor Series going 2 pay-per-views ahead, or should we take it back just to this week's TV?
We can talk about 2 weeks ahead or whenever the Survivor Series is going to happen.
More like a month, but that's still not that long, not that far away. So plans are, and I don't think this is spoilers.
I've read this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It looks like Jinder is going to be our champion for the long haul because they've booked him and Kevin Owens as the top feud going into the India tour in December, I believe. And that sounds right. And Survivor Series is going to be a non-title match against, drumroll, Brock Lesnar. There you go, Brock Lesnar. Champion versus champion, no title on the line.
Let me guess,
Why?
It's for brand supremacy.
It's for bragging rights, yeah.
Now, is this going to happen at Survivor Series, or is this like in the?
This is the story that I've been. No, this is Survivor Series.
Okay.
Then the tour is going to be Mahal Owens.
Mahal Owens, okay, and then Survivor Series is supposed to be the main, and this is the main event, is Mahal and Lesnar.
Well, it kind of has to be the main event, I think, unless they've got a really good Survivor Series tag.
Well, this, Shane wants to jump off of something high on that pay-per-view too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's great that it's going to be like an actual interpromotional match for a change, but
it seems too big.
Is it though?
Well,
it's Lesnar, yeah. Mahal now.
Well, I'm thinking champion, like whoever it is. It seems like one of those, when you do your 2 world champions in a match together, that's got to be a big thing. This is the first time they've done that since the biggest match of all time, Cena Orton.
Yeah, it should, don't get me wrong, it should be a big thing, but just with Jinder Mahal being in it, I just can't buy it.
I And if I had to pick right now, I would probably pick Lesnar to go over in that match, even though it's non-title, so it doesn't really matter. But
is he going to go over in about 30 seconds?
Oh no! If they want any sort of credibility for the India audience, I think they kind of have to make that match a little bit lengthy, and then they can edit it to make it seem like Jinder's the one that's going over.
It's true.
And as it did that, it would just kill SmackDown, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think they really care about that.
Well,
It doesn't seem to be a big concern.
I think it's just a weird match to do unless there's going to be something behind it, so something for it. But if it's non-title, then...
Ed says, what could Mahal possibly say about Lesnar in order to piss Brock off? I mean, does he have to say anything to him? Like, you just, bump into him
Lesnar's
backstage.
default is pissed off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is an ass kicker.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. That's
I don't know.
not a match I was clamoring for.
I mean, it's great. I like for a change that it's going to be an interpromotional match. However, I don't think this is one that people want to see.
Yeah.
People are already fed up with Mahal being the champion of Smack. You know what? Maybe Mahal. Maybe this is how they get the match to start. Is that they do the whole picture thing and like, look how goofy Lesnar looks, and then try to make some sort of borderline racist comments out of it, and then Lesnar gets pissed off and shows up on SmackDown, and then maybe that's where he like F5s him in like no time. Lickety split.
I think we're going to see some Singh brothers as well.
Yeah.
You can buy some time. You're going to
Yeah,
get some big F5s on those guys.
definitely.
I'd
Like
rather
that
see...
Shannon Moore one where he just spins around over and over. Airplane spins him up like a helicopter. Does that make sense? Airplane spin like a helicopter?
Yeah. I know
Why is it called an airplane spin, by the way?
I don't know.
it?
No.
Propellers?
Not a helicopter.
When airplanes used to have propellers, it's from that long ago.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Upside, there would be a
Yeah, I'd
good
rather...
Sunday night football game to watch that night. Dallas versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Ooh. Yeah,
Is that a big thing?
That I mean, it's a division rivalry game. Yeah, it could be a very big matchup depending on the standings at that time between the two teams.
Uh-huh.
So,
Didn't like all the teams lose this year or something? Haven't they all lost in the first couple of weeks? Or something?
oh yeah, the whole undefeated thing. I think the only team that's undefeated right now is like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
it's like
believe.
Kansas.
So it's only one team that's like potentially going to run the table, but
And how many games have there been? 3, 4?
5. I think we're heading into week 6 coming up.
Okay, so it's not that crazy. Yeah.
Is that an oxymoron? A good American football game?
Oh,
Sorry. Sorry.
Right.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I also understand. So this week in wrestling, what happened?
Stuff and things.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, one thing I was upset about was Daniel Bryan not being on Talking Smack after the pay-per-view. They had Rosenberg on, and it's just it wasn't the same. Let's see. Oh yeah, you had what was it, Elias at the start trying to sing a song, and then you had Titus come out with a banjo.
Yeah, and he didn't know how to play it.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that. He can't play the banjo.
Yeah, this was.
You came up to skip that bit.
Yeah. Be glad that you skipped it if you did, because it wasn't that good.
This could be another match for that terrible TLC show.
It could be. They could be a pre-show contender.
With that TLC match, with like 7 of their biggest stars in it, no Cena, no Lesnar, they're scraping the barrel, and this is one of the top feuds on Raw right now. That, and then we've got Bray Wyatt and
Oh God, Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor again.
Also, it was.
So we finally.
Hold on.
Oh,
It was also Apollo Crews versus Elias, which was the lead up. That's why Titus came out with the banjo and whatnot. And then like Elias goes up to the top rope to do the old school thing, which is Undertaker's move, and nobody referenced it on commentary.
Maybe he's going to be told, in no uncertain terms, you don't do that again. So they didn't want to sell it in that moment because you're not going to see it anymore.
Yeah. That was very odd to see, and maybe you're right. Maybe Undertaker's gonna get into his ear and just be like, "Yo."
Maybe not even Undertaker, because he's probably not around. But yeah, that seems like one of those moves that you would leave alone.
Yeah.
What else we got? But Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt. We're gonna have to get to it eventually.
What
we saw? I guess we saw Sister Abigail. She is a spirit that possesses Bray Wyatt now.
Really? Oh yeah. I was about to say, are we supposed to believe that, or is this just Bray Wyatt cross-dressing?
Well, he wasn't really cross-dressing. He had like some soot on his eyes or something, and he had a sheet over his head.
Okay. Well,
and he spoke with a voice box.
That's why I didn't understand. Were we supposed to not believe that was Bray Wyatt, or it was how he obviously was?
I think he was supposed to be possessed. That's what I got from it.
Right. Okay.
That the crucifix lost its power and now she's back.
I mean, it is something different, and I'm a little bit intrigued. But if this is just going to lead to another Bray Wyatt loss in a match, who's going to give a shit? Like honestly.
Yeah.
We also had the revelation that Finn Balor doesn't put the paint on to become the demon. Finn Balor was the demon the whole time, and the demon puts normal human face paint on. Swerve. What a huge swerve that is. He was an actual demon the whole time.
You saw that coming?
No one saw that.
Who actually cares? I like that. I like the one person's tweet here from the show at the time where they said Bray Wyatt was a Snapchat filter the entire time. How did we miss this? That got a chuckle out of me. As an avid Snapchat user, that got me to laugh a little bit. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Balor and Wyatt. I want Balor to do something better than this feud. I want him to get the rematch that he never had for the title. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's still got to happen eventually. We have TLC coming up, so they'll have their rematch. Then it's Survivor Series. I can see these guys being in a Survivor Series tag, so they're going to be stuck together for a little while, or at least not too far away from each other. Ed is right in the chat. We need to talk about the Basham brothers. Sorry, the Bludgeon brothers.
Yeah, on SmackDown side of the ball here with Rowan and Harper becoming a tag team once again, which I'm guessing was the what you hinted at during the prediction game when you said all the
the entire tag division came out except for the new Ascension. And that's what it looked like to me anyway. This was every Ascension promo.
Took a drink there when you said that. I almost spit it out. I mean, yeah, maybe new Ascension. I was thinking that they were looking like some Thor cosplayers for the new Thor Ragnarok movie coming out.
If that's what that was, they did a terrible job. I didn't get that at all.
What's the name of Thor's hammer? I can't remember.
Mjolnir.
That's it. Yeah, they were both holding that.
That's true. They did have those kind of big old mallets there.
I'm gonna try to find a picture, but yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be all about, and I don't know if they need it to work. I think they kind of were a good tag team when they just were, Rowan and Harper. They don't need like a gimmick behind it.
No. But then, without a new kind of repackaged, whatever, do they look too much like the Wyatt family?
I think they're always going to have that stigma associated with them.
Well, I guess Rowan still has that sheep mask.
Yeah.
He's not exactly trying to get away from it, is he?
I mean, it's turned into like a gas mask of a sort.
Which he was still doing the Darth Vader breathing even after taking the mask off.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else noticed that. They didn't cut that sound effect.
Maybe they just have bad asthma.
No. I don't think they're bad as is.
There you go.
Bad asses. There you go. Right. What else happened? Did anything else? Sami Zayn turned. Right, so Sami Zayn actually cut a half-decent promo. He didn't push it too far, I don't think. It was kind of believable. He was still happy dancing Sami Zayn. Had some legitimate gripes, and I thought it came off pretty well.
Yeah.
For an impossible turn. He's now back with the guy that he's hated forever. He's the most likable, happy-go-lucky guy, and now we're supposed to see him as a bad guy. It doesn't really fit, but I think they did a good job for what they're trying to do.
Why was there zero mention of Mahal on SmackDown? I don't know. maybe he had the night off or something. And just they didn't want to bring it to light or anything like that. I don't know.
What about just getting back to Raw? The women's match. Was it a 5-way match?
Yeah, 5-way elimination that we didn't know was an elimination.
Well, neither did Cole.
Cole, they had a graphic for it. They showed a graphic that said an elimination match, apparently, and nobody paid attention to it, apparently. Like, Twitter, nobody. The announcers.
Yeah, no one seemed to know, especially Cole. But yeah. I thought that was a decent match, actually.
Yeah. I didn't. It was kind of. I thought Sasha was gonna be penciled in for the win, but not the case. It seems like Emma is gonna get her chance here.
Sasha's too big, I think.
Yeah,
that's a big match that they could be building to. I think the Asuka debut is enough to sell a match against anyone. So Emma's probably the right person.
Yeah.
She's worked a lot with Emma in NXT. Maybe that helps. And then they can start doing things that maybe matter more, mean more.
Yeah. Oh, and WWE yanked Pulp Fiction.
No Fashion Files.
No Fashion Files. That's a very good point. Yeah. Wonder why they keep doing
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
They keep saying next week, and then it never happens.
Yeah.
But they did have Breezango in person instead.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. There's also when the Shield put Strowman through the announce table, it was somehow reconstructed in hour 3 for the announcers.
Yeah, they do that a lot now. Seem to rebuild it again.
Yeah.
They had that random screen behind them again, the one I mentioned a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. That's like a accent piece, I guess, for when for when they get the camera over there. Huh. Yeah, that's a fair point.
It really stands out, though, because it doesn't change when they have the entrances and stuff.
Yeah, it just stays like that. It's a static image.
It just stays.
Huh. Weird. Was there anything else from the shows? Raw or SmackDown?
It's crazy, isn't it? That 5 hours of content and there's so few talking points.
Yeah. There's that one piece of news in regards to Neville, if you want to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Neville walked out before Raw, apparently.
Yeah.
The
CM Punk.
plan was, yeah, I'll ask CM Punk. The plan was for him and Enzo to have a non-title match, but since he walked out, they had to bring the Kalisto match forward. That was supposed to just be TLC. They had to bring it forward, and then we got the title change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's...
I haven't heard exactly like anything confirmed as to why he walked out. It seems like he wasn't happy, much like Austin Aries, that he's not a bigger deal, I think.
Yeah, the match with him and Aries being cut from the WrestleMania DVD and not getting like the reimbursement for it. The shirt design.
That shirt.
The comically awful shirt design, which is...
Is that what you're going to say it was?
I mean...
You're putting it on that.
It's the last tweet he's made so far. As of this live recording. Like, this awful fucking shirt. I'm throwing up on the stream. Like... I mean, it's very adamant that it looks like he's not being appreciated by the company more than what he is. So
now I don't know, obviously, because I'm nothing to do with it, but
I've
also heard
just speculating. That's all I'm saying.
I've also heard it said that the cruiserweights, the whole 205, show, that whole roster, they are getting a flat rate for the video game payoffs instead of getting anything, like a percentage deal or that has to be kind of annoying. Yeah. Especially for someone like Neville. Like, you can understand for some of the lesser guys, but Neville's the star, and he's getting the same as Noam Dar.
Yeah, just he's got a valid complaint if that is the case. I know
again, much like CM Punk, wasn't happy about his pay-per-view payoffs.
Yeah, and if you're not being paid enough, that's a valid complaint for any sort of workplace argument that you may have. I don't know. I hate to see him go. I'm sure the Indies would appreciate to have him. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it has to be like this, and that WWE just can't throw him more money, or even the cruiserweights themselves, have him on the same pay scale as everybody else.
You think? How about his contract, though? Because there's been this thing. They did it with, they're doing it with Daniel Bryan now. They did it with Rey Mysterio. If you don't work certain time on your contract, they try and add it on to the end. I think that's mostly for injuries if you're not cleared. But even so, if he's under contract for, who knows how long, they can keep him for the duration. So even though he's gone and we might not be seeing him, maybe he can't go to the Indies for another year.
That's true. I don't know.
We don't know.
I have no idea.
It's a bad situation anyway.
Maybe
not ideal.
Maybe they can work something out. Maybe they can
I hope so. He was a highlight of Raw every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was great since that heel turn. He's been awesome.
And him losing to Enzo the way that he did probably.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Yeah, it didn't help matters. So hopefully there's some sort of amicable resolution to this, to where both sides are happy. Because I would hate to see him go.
Yeah, agreed.
Is there anything else? Anything else?
Unless you know anything about Jimmy Jacobs.
I know nothing of Jimmy Jacobs, sir. That's
okay. Well, no
department.
Then. It's not my department. Apparently, he's been working in creative, I think, or as an agent or something backstage, for a little while now. I thought he was mostly NXT actually, but apparently he was on the main roster for a while. And he took a photo, I think it's on his Instagram, with the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks aren't very popular in Vince's office right now. So that got him. Apparently it was how was the phrasing? It was the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was more like a girder or something. It wasn't really a straw. It was a big deal, but there was other stuff as well.
All right.
That's what I've heard. That things weren't going great for him, and then this happened, and it was like, well, this guy's got to go. Not much to say about that one either, because I don't know what he did before.
Yeah, same here.
I think him and Seth Rollins were like buddy at one point on the Indies, I think.
Okay.
So WWE's taking no prisoners about the Bullet Club situation. Yeah, apparently they did a C&D on the Too Sweet hand gesture onto the No Bucks or the Young Bucks.
The No Bucks.
The No Bucks. Oh no! That's on the internet forever. Why'd I say that?
It's not even true. They make loads of money.
Yeah, they're great in Japan. Why'd I say that? Oh no!
That would be a great name for them if they if they sucked, if they were making no money. Actually, they made a cease and desist T-shirt within about 2 days of being given the cease and desist, and made a fortune on it.
Those guys are incredibly smart on making money off of like merch and whatnot. They were in TNA for a while, and TNA
Generation Me.
Yeah, they couldn't keep them, which is a shame.
It's crazy how much talent went through TNA.
Yeah,
the guys they had, and didn't see money and didn't see talent in. Just the Japanese guys alone, they had Tanahashi for a while. They had Okada, obviously. They had Naito, and to a lesser extent Yujiro. They had Moonlight Sonata. He was great.
That's right.
They had CM Punk, of course, for a while. They had AJ and Samoa Joe and that, and
Bobby Roode, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, they had Brutus Beefcake for a while. It's crazy that they're not bigger now than they are.
Yeah, I did read something about the Young Bucks were doing a show in Manchester this week, or early last week, and on the flight on the way over, they actually lost all their luggage. They lost all the wrestling gear and everything, all the merchandise they brought with them.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh no.
Don't know if they got it back, but I've not heard anything since. But
there's your no bucks situation right there.
You're right. No. Should have saved that punchline.
So sorry. I apologize. So we've been saving this little surprise. You can see it in the title, I guess now. I didn't see this before, but Will over here has access to the WWE 2K18 video game. I don't know if he wants to fire it up right now or anything like that.
It's coming on.
Okay. And also, OBS has been telling me that the stream's been kind of fluctuating with the little square going from like green to red at times. So if it's been buffering at all, I apologize, but everything seems to be A-okay for the most part.
It's been green from what I can see. So.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, so if you're one of the people who pre-ordered the game, you get early access to it 4 days before its initial launch, which is something, I guess.
Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah.
So you have it now?
He has it now, yeah.
That means you can be playing it right now.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch Will play right now, you can go to...
I don't know. Are you putting
Is it going to be on the live stream?
I think he's putting it on ours, yeah.
Yeah.
It is on.
Okay.
We're on.
Okay, we're also being asked, while you're getting this set up, Will, the US didn't make the World Cup.
Did they not? I thought they did.
This is the rumor going around.
Of course, they just shot the manager, so that would make sense, yeah.
Yes, yeah, they didn't make the World Cup. And there was a controversial ghost goal in the Panama game, which gave Panama the win, which then put them above US on the on the table. So they really, if we had video technology across the board, the US would be going through to the Inter-Federation playoff now.
Ah, okay.
But they're not. They're not instead.
Okay. Sucks to be America.
It sucks to be America. It's great to be Panama, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we've got enough things to worry about than not being in
A ghost goal just to have a go play football.
It was a really, one of those. The ball was loose in the box. There was a cross that came in. It bounced around a little bit. One of the Panama guys pretty much fell over onto it and nudged his head at it to get it towards goal. It just about touched the line. Didn't go close to crossing it, but there was a lot of people around it, so I guess the ref couldn't see. It pinged back out and should have gone out for a corner or a goal kick, actually, I think. But it was given as a goal. Very controversial. Although I haven't heard anything come from it. You'd think the US would appeal. Maybe they are. I don't know.
I haven't heard any much about it. I wanted to...
Well, you'd think that you would say, hey, FIFA, come on now. I get the whole corruption thing, but maybe you'd want to have a little look at this.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't really know how that works. I haven't heard that they're doing that, but
excuse me, sorry.
If it were me, I'd be looking into doing that.
Oh, just a sec here. Let me pull out the chat so I can see what.
US manager resigned? I thought he was fired.
In my own graphics, yeah. So what I thought I'd do first is just take a look at actually who's in the game and what they look like. Because as we noted before the show, there's some dubious inclusions.
Alright, that's fair.
So you've got all the obvious ones, no point naming everyone.
Who's this a cam person? Right out of the
he
gate
not
here.
from
Arkham and Razor.
Yeah, he's one of the dumb name people in NXT of that tag team.
Authors of Pain?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Dumb name people. Albert, not Lord Tensai.
No, not Lord Tensai.
Probably for the best.
Strangely enough, I haven't seen it yet, but he does appear in the career mode as Matt Bloom.
Oh,
right, yeah. As the trainer.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something. Alexa Bliss.
Goodbye, fourth wall. Right, so Alexa Akira Tozawa, Alexander Wolf, sure. Alicia Fox. Got Fox and a Wolf.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of A's. That's what I'm seeing so far. We've got a lot of A's. So this means a big roster.
They're saying this is the biggest one ever. It's over 200 playable characters, apparently.
Asuka looks pretty on point.
I've got to admit, a lot of them do look pretty good.
Corbin does. Alicia Fox does not. Bailey's pretty on point. Rich on point. Bossman 91. Bossman 99.
Yeah. Looks a bit like Blue Meanie there, actually. In 99.
Yeah. Big E doesn't look too bad.
Big E, Big Show.
Billy
I
Kay.
think one thing I did notice, Braun Strowman's beard looks like it's been...
Bo Dallas's beard, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the beards look a bit weird. I don't know what they've done this year. There's a lot of weird beardness.
Go down to Wyatt.
Which let's see Bray Wyatt.
Sorry, Twitch has like a 15-second delay here. There we go. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that beard. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Bret Hart in 97 and 98. I'm really glad they've specified.
Huge difference there. Yeah.
Well, I guess 98 is actually WCW Bret Hart, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
probably.
Sure.
A massive difference, obviously.
And in the chat says Bo Dallas looks tiny. A little bit, I guess.
Where was Bo Dallas this week, by the way? Did they ever say?
Where?
I don't know. He just wasn't on the show. I think something came up. Something important came up.
Okay, fair enough. Butch.
Cactus
Jack,
Jack 92.
92.
98. Oh ho!
I like how they included Cesaro's tape on his shoulder.
Oh yeah,
That's great.
that's a nice touch. That's a very nice touch. Carmella doesn't look like Carmella. Cedric look on point. Cesaro with the tape on point.
Chad Gable, yeah, that's
on
Chad
point.
Gable.
Yeah. Charlotte.
Not sure about Charlotte.
Yeah.
That's Jericho, all right.
Jericho 2000.
Jericho 2000 looks terrible.
Yeah.
He looks like Jericho from a video game came out in 2000.
Christian
That's
looks
like
perfect.
attitude.
Hawkins.
Axel
iffy.
looks good.
Yeah, something with the beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dana Brooke. Dana
Daniel
Brooke
Bryan.
again. Yeah,
That hair, really?
That hair. Yeah. Darren Young. Dash Wilder.
DDP 92. Wow, there you go. What the hell? DDP 98's hair. That's right.
Dean Ambrose, Kevin Nash, or Diesel, excuse me. Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Hold on, no, go back to Ziggler for a sec. He has like the brunette hair. It looks like wow, Dusty Rhodes. Wow. Earthquake. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's dark.
That's like Vicky Guerrero era, I think, when she was managing him.
Well, he cut it really short then. He looked like Evan Bourne.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Very good.
Too fast.
Edge, yeah, right. Ember Moon looks pretty similar, yeah. Edge kind of looks like Triple H.
Yeah, a little bit.
Emma's pretty on point, yeah. Enzo, Jesus Christ.
Is that certified Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Epico, alright, yeah.
Yeah, that's Epico. I see Epico there.
Eric
Young.
Wow.
So do they look like this in game, like actually in play?
Fandango with the fashion.
Pretty much, yeah. There's not a lot of difference, but yeah. Well, I'll show you a few entrances in a minute.
Finn Balor, that looks good.
Finn Balor Demon.
Yeah.
Finn Balor Demon. Don't even. Couldn't they have just made that like an alternate attire or something?
This is where
They
they
actually
cheated a
put
bit.
Finn Balor Demon.
The 200 playable characters aren't really 200 playable characters.
Yeah.
They've included a lot of alternate attires as a separate character.
Yeah, Grand Metal League. Greg Valentine, he should probably.
Heath Slater's pretty on point, yeah.
Let's see it. Heath Slater looks great, yeah.
Ivory.
Tommy.
Jack Gallagher, that's actually on point too, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, Jake Roberts. Jason Jordan, JBL's face looks a little weird, but on point.
It's more like Jericho, yeah.
Jim Neidhart.
Stroking the beard.
Garvin.
Jinder's not up to date, as you can see.
Jimmy Garvin.
Jimmy Uso. Jinder Mahal. Wow, they even got the veins in his arm to a T. John Cena. Johnny Garaggio. Callisto. Kane looks kind of doofy. K98 looks okay.
He looks really doofy.
Carl Anderson's pretty on point, like nearly perfection with Carl Anderson there, yeah.
Cassius Soto looks fat. They've really chosen the most unflattering angle for him.
Yeah.
Kevin Von Erich.
Kofi Kingston's like what?
He really is. Larry Zbyszko, wow.
Lex Luger looks like he's wearing a wig.
Yeah. Really
Luger's on
small,
point.
squashed up face.
Luke, okay. Luke Gallows. Luke Harper, okay. Mankind.
Lots of Lukes.
Mark Henry. Maurice. Michael P.S. Hayes, sure. Wow, Mickey James looks really like current day too.
Yeah, it's true.
Mojo looks too jacked. Mr. McMahon, wow, looks way different. Naomi,
I haven't been looking at the overall stats. I should have been checking these out and see where they all stand.
Neville's pretty on point.
Yeah, Neville's good.
Nia Jax looks lost.
She's not imposing at all. It's true.
Nikki Bella looks like an action figure doll of some kind. I don't know who Nick Miller is.
You could say that about the actual.
Nikki Cross, same. No Way Jose looks like. Whoa, Paige. Paige looks not on
Paige
point.
is pale.
Yeah. Papa Shango, Peyton Royce, Primo, R-Truth. R-Truth kind of looks on point. Randy Orton looks very on point.
Oh, R-Truth is a 76. That's bad.
Ravishing Rick Rude, Razor Ramon, Rezar,
yeah.
Rhino. Overall, whoa, Ric Flair 88.
That hair, not quite.
91.
Flair 91 with his short hair.
Yeah. Rich Swannon's on point. Rick Martel.
Nothing later than 91 for Ric Flair.
Yeah, it looks like Lil Nate's Ric Flair.
Yeah, it does.
Steamboat, yeah, Rikishi. The Rock, it looks like they just photoshopped like an 8x10 and just put that as like a little picture there.
There's something wrong with his face in both of those.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is pretty on point.
He looks angry. Yeah, Reigns looks angry.
Rusev's just looking off into the direction proudly. Sami Zayn's on point. Rusev's on point. Samoa Joe, Sasha Banks. Is on point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Sawyer Fulton is. Scott Dawson's on point. Hey yo, Scott Hall's fine.
Hey.
Seth Rollins. Shane McMahon looks a little odd.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels looks the same with just different hair.
Bad hair.
Yeah, bad hair in both of them.
Sheamus,
Nakamura, Sin Cara. Where's Sin Cara been?
Where has he been?
Where's he been?
Steph McMahon, Steve Austin. I like how it says Steve Austin 97, and then there's not like another year for him.
There is another one later on.
Okay.
We'll see
so he's a Stone Cold then.
What is with Wolfpack Sting 98?
What the hell? So we've got Sting 88, 91, 98, and 99.
Four Stings.
Four Stings.
Steve Austin and stunning Steve Austin. Summer Rae's on point. Okay. Psycho Sid with way too much hair. Tamina. Looks something's off about Tamina in that one. Tatanka, Titus O'Neil, sure. TJP. I'm sad that they actually went with TJP and not TJ Perkins. Triple H 01. Triple H.
Triple H 98.
98. Yeah. Okay.
Very light hair in 98.
Trish Stratus, sure. Ty Dillinger is pretty on point. Tyler Breeze mostly on point.
I can see it.
Typhoon. Wow, Tyson Kidd, yeah. Ultimate Warrior, no. Undertaker, all right. That just the hat in the way. All right, there we go. That one.
Yeah.
Oh God, now.
Undertaker and the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker 2000.
Vader. Victor. Xavier Woods. Okay. And Zack Ryder. Huh. All right.
There's two more that aren't there in the download.
Yeah.
You've downloaded Kurt Angle.
And the pre-order bonus, basically.
Okay, so Kurt Angle 06 does look pretty good. 01 seems like the kind of creator wrestler that I would make. It looks like a little bit like I don't quite know how to make the head look right.
It's like they took the round bald head and then put that little flat top thing on top of it.
Kinda, yeah.
So we're gonna have like a match here, or?
Yeah, I'll show you something new in this one. We can also now have 8-man matches. I think the limit last time was 6. So kind of cool. So,
and Neville here taking the kick from TJP. Bad timing. Overall. Yeah, this is an 8-man battle royal, apparently.
8-man battle royal.
So, I want to pick someone.
It's actually just an elimination match.
I think you've got to throw Kurt in there.
Okay, we're going to which one?
90. Not 90. What is it? It's 06 and 01, is it?
Yeah.
Let's go with 06.
That's crazy. That
Wrestling Machine.
That they have like 4 different stings in there.
Should we put a sting in there then? Should we make it like all... That was unnecessary. Should we make it an all main event mafia? Let's put like Kevin Nash in there and Booker and...
Oh, what? You can't have Brie Bella in there. Come on. Come on.
Why not? Oh, so you want a sting? Okay.
A sting. I guess the latest sting that you've got.
That'll be that one.
What stings do you have here?
Yeah, it's that one.
God, this roster's so big. It's crazy.
The man
Really is,
known
Yeah, the current Sting, I think.
All right, calm down, Lillian. All right, Jesus.
The man known as Sting. So then we've got to have Samoa Joe, Booker T, Kevin Nash. Who else was in there? Scott Steiner. Oh, Steiner's not in there.
Yeah, you need Steiner.
That's a shame. We need a representative Scott Steiner.
Samoa Joe.
Who did you say after Joe first?
Kevin Nash.
Apparently,
Big
this is an 8-man battle royal empty arena match.
Empty arena.
Yeah, because just Lillian Garcia announcing this, like whoever he
Really
selects.
echoey, yeah.
Yeah.
Nash.
Oh my god, that's gonna get really annoying.
It really is. So who else? Who else? We had one more. Booker T. And then I think we're running out.
Yeah. Let's stick Braun in for the giggle.
Booker T.
You could have Christian. I guess he was part of the main event mafia for a little while. Forgot all about him.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. Yeah.
One more.
Did you get Christian? Is
Yeah.
he even in the game?
Christian.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And then I don't know who to beat up the main event mafia. Taz is not in there. AJ, stick AJ in there. He was the big rival of the main event mafia, I think. I'm not entirely sure why we're going for a main event mafia theme.
You threw it out there.
I know, it's just like I saw
Totally
Kurt, and
random.
then we were talking about all of the stings. So...
I'll just give you an idea of what arenas are in as well. You've got all the usual ones to expect.
Halloween Havoc,
Some of these are actually locked, by the way, but I've got the accelerator thing to unlock everything.
So you haven't like messed around with this at all? So this is fairly
No.
okay. So
Yeah.
This is fairly fresh. Okay.
WWE Live 91. Cool. Maybe that would look most like a TNA setup. God, there's loads.
Yeah, there's tons of arena as well. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
WCW and Japan Super Show. God, they've really
Yeah.
gone all out.
There is the option, obviously, to create your own as well.
Yeah.
You create your own thing. There we go.
Let's do something kind of wacky. Maybe that Japan Super Show or the something a bit different.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Bash at the beach.
Yeah.
SmackDown 16. SmackDown Live.
You can normally choose the ref as well, which is enough, but
Really?
you can't.
WCW Japan Super Show, select referee, Japanese referee.
Japanese referee.
It's deadlocked in there. You can't change it. Wow.
I think actually it would have been an 8-man tag. You might not be able to. Yeah, it's an 8-man tag. So there's still some limitations.
That's a little disappointing, but okay.
Right, let's
Extreme Rules.
do it. They're quite good with the graphics as well, depending on what arena you pick. It's pretty much spot on.
Okay.
For whatever show you've picked.
And
Nice
yeah,
little wipe flying around.
look at that Arial font. And this is on PS4, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
See, now AJ's hair doesn't look so great in this this matchup screen. They're starting to look a little bit more like creator wrestlers now.
Neither is Booker T on the far left.
Yeah.
This might not be coming across on the feed because it might be a bit low quality anyway, but they've actually put a nice little VHS filter on the video. So it looks like you're watching an old video. So it's quite clever.
No music.
Yeah, no music. You can sort of see it.
Pennsylvania, weighing in at 237
I like how
Kurt
JoJo.
Let me
Oh my
remind
God.
everybody that the only way to get eliminated from this battle royal is to get thrown over the top rope and have both feet touch the arena floor. And not only does it take a tremendous amount of skill to be successful in a battle royal, but there's also a good deal of luck that goes into it as well.
There's something off with Kurt's eyebrows in that. I like how JoJo is announcing this when she wasn't even born, probably.
And justifiably so.
Good
This
point.
one's going to be simply amazing.
So it's Michael Cole, Byron Saxton so far calling this.
That's Byron Saxton?
Yeah.
Corey Graves pops up every now and then as well. I don't know. The commentary's really weird how it works this year.
There's a shot of the crowd cheering with no sound. That's great. We are taking over. Tell me you didn't just say that. I love it. Now here's Bray Wyatt. Or no, I'm sorry, the man they call Sting. Excuse me. Oh wow. I think they don't have the music on when streaming through the PS4.
Yeah.
For copyright
Not
reasons.
licensed.
Yeah.
And from every man's nightmare,
Oh my
weighing
God.
in at 250 pounds, the man known as Sting.
One thing's for certain, Byron. Sting is ready to go. Oh, this is a
From every man's nightmare.
the opening bell.
Oh my God.
And I'd also like to add that this match will go a long way. in
One
determining
fan
the
shouting,
ranking order here in
"What?"
WWE. Yeah, and he's hoping his stock continues to rise. A loss here, though, would certainly crush those hopes.
Also, Snickers and KFC are the two main sponsors for this game, and also you can play
Yeah,
as
you can
Colonel
really tell.
Sanders.
Yeah. There's also a weird tie-in with the is it the Truth non-smoking campaign over there?
Oh, yeah.
There's a weird. I played a quick match the other day. It was on SmackDown, and it's all around the apron. The Truth SmackDown Live.
Weird.
And then every now and then Michael Cole says, "We invite you to visit thetruth.com."
Oh my God.
So nothing to do with that.
Whoa! Look at his hair in the lights.
Whoa,
there.
it suddenly went all like grey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are taking over.
And from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe.
This is great, guys. This battle royal promises to be amazing. And let's
It's
not
really
forget
weird,
that
isn't it,
simply
Peter?
going over the top rope is not enough to get eliminated. Both feet must touch the arena floor in order for your night to end.
Oh my God. Just the weird dead
I'd like to
silence.
point out just how focused these guys look here tonight. They really do, Michael, which makes me think we're in for one heck of a match here tonight.
That doesn't sound anything like Byron Saxton.
It does. It is him though. That's actually him.
Without the, it's like weird cheering at strange times.
Yeah.
Like dead silence does make it sound more like a TNA show.
Oh my god. Yeah, just there's nobody in the announcers' chairs either. From that one shot just now.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Kevin Nash.
And from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 328 pounds, Kevin Nash.
Was this?
Plenty of drama surrounding this battle royal here tonight. And with so many top names competing in this battle royal, there's no telling who will walk away as the last superstar standing.
It sounded like Michael Cole couldn't be just absolutely asked about delivering that line.
Around the monitor for this one. Yeah, this really is an intriguing matchup, Cole, and the end result can very well trigger a domino effect. On the
That sounds so sarcastic. Crowded around the monitor. Sure is intriguing.
Hold on, I'm gonna say that as a clip here. Sorry, hold on. There we go. Like, there's nobody at ringside calling this match.
Yeah.
It's like the ghosts of Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, and maybe Corey Graves, if he ever says anything. Oh, man. It's just year after year, the announcing I just find disappointing because the announcers just phone it in every time. They don't They don't have the amping behind them at all. I don't know. Who's coming out? Oh. Booker T.
And from Houston, Texas, weighing in.
Gonna get some pyro for this one.
51 pounds.
Oh, look at the hand.
Hey!
Whoa.
Electricity level inside this arena has definitely picked up as Booker T makes his way to the ring. Can you dig it, sucker? Oh,
Huh?
it made my throat hurt.
All right. Does that sound like Byron now to you, Chucks?
And he clearly
No.
comes into this match in tremendous physical condition. Yeah, but where is he mentally, Cole? That's the real question.
The pyro's so much louder than it actually.
You don't have it
Yeah,
upstairs.
where is Booker?
Someone's dropping bombs on the show.
Where is Booker T mentally? Yeah, that's why I ask every Monday night when he's calling a match. Oh man, I don't know. When Kevin Nash came out, like Michael Cole just sounded like he couldn't be fucked. To just say whatever line they gave him. And they also had like Jerry Lawler last year. They had like a typo or a goof up, a blooper, if you will, for the
And it made
Godfather.
its way into the game,
And,
yeah.
yeah, and they never bothered to take it out. So I just
I don't need to stop and say like, should I do that again?
yeah.
And
Just repeats the line again.
weighing in at 385 pounds, Braun Strowman.
Here comes a mountain of a man.
They actually got the yell in there.
And I know I'm not breaking any news here, but I don't think this is going to end well for Strowman's opponent.
All right, that doesn't sound like Corey Graves.
And I'd add that he certainly has his work cut out for him here tonight. Would you agree, Byron? Yeah, this isn't going to be easy for him, that's for sure. But he knew that when he signed up for this match.
They need to have like
All right, that's it.
They need to have some kind of like crowd ambiance during this when you're streaming and have the music off or something, because this is just.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
It's Christian.
Weighing in at 227 pounds, Christian.
A big-time battle royal here, guys. Who do you like? in this one, Byron? Well, historically, you're safest when you put your money on the biggest superstar.
Did he say an 8-time battle
honest,
royal?
I'm not sure. I can see any one of these competitors walking away with a win.
Let's go.
What about you, Byron? He obviously looks good physically, but do you think he's mentally prepared?
Come on, let's go.
If he's not, we're going to find out very early on. Guys have a way of smelling intimidation and taking advantage of it. If your head's not at 100%, you're in big trouble. It's that simple.
That person's legs going through the steel chair in that corner there.
Oh, yeah.
Flipping. Immersion broken.
So there's one fan that's really sick of these entrances. Come on, let's go.
I mean, he's obviously the only audible one there. I mean, give him a break. I do like how it has like everybody on the outside during, well, most of the people in this match on the outside.
Just waiting on the outside.
Yeah.
For the
Shaking their heads around.
Yep. That one guy with the beard would kind of look like Steve Blackman in the crowd.
Kurt's been out there a long time.
Yeah. I like how they have pyro in the game when they've done away with pyro on the actual show. It seems backwards.
Yeah.
From Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the United States champion, the phenomenal AJ.
Not anymore.
Here in the...
Are you at all surprised by the intensity level inside this arena right now? Not in the least bit, Michael. This is the one the WWE Universe has been looking forward to for quite some time.
Are they?
I don't think I remember the last time he looked this motivated, guys.
That's a scary thought, Cole. Even before tonight, I don't think I've seen too many superstars more motivated than him.
Okay. They were going to say something about if they're mentally prepared one more fucking time.
Soon find out if they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see some action here.
Yeah, finally. 20 minutes later.
Oh shit, where am I? Where we going?
Well, you picked Kurt first, so you're probably him.
Here we
Yeah.
go, folks. It's go time.
Here we go, folks. It's go time.
Here we go, fellas.
Tells you how to eliminate somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I hear button mashing.
Yep.
Quite some time. Hey guys, if you want to know the strength
I got
of
that.
WWE here in Japan, just
So-
listen to this Tokyo crowd. Absolutely brutal DDT right there, WWE fans, giving the fans what they came for. Work is being put in by Booker T. Check out Braun Strowman's offense. He's
Booker
simply
T has like
reminding him
4
that he's here.
bars on the
Anybody's
bottom.
guess, I know, but what do you expect
Christian
from him
does
here?
too. AJ Styles. I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
For God's sake, this is a battle royal.
There's the reverse.
From a physical aspect, I mean, be conservative.
You have a new target. In WWE 2K18, manual targeting is enabled by default. You can switch to another target by pressing the right stick.
R3.
Yeah.
And when you
So
decide
they
to
brought
mix it up
targeting
with
back.
him.
That's good.
He really needs
Yeah.
to lay low and save his strength if he wants to be around when it counts. Things not looking great for Christian. To be expected, though, it's not like he's in there with a slouch, guys.
Hey.
You never want to count a competitor out,
was
but
rusty
things
T
don't
there.
seem to be going in his favor here tonight. This is some great offense by Christian. Christian with the offense.
I guess you just can't manually leave the ring.
That slam put him in a bad way, guys. Oh, wow.
Okay. Keep in mind, Will is currently Kurt Angle.
That one fails.
Trying to eliminate Booker.
Great idea by him. Too bad it was awfully
Not today.
executed, though.
And
No one helping out.
No,
If an
I
opponent
didn't want.
exhibits a weakness for a specific move, some will return to utilizing that move as long as possible. Oh boy, he is rolling. That strike hit the spot. There's no way he could have avoided that blow.
Why did Booker just leave me alone?
And just like that,
I don't know.
I didn't see a belly to belly.
Yeah, I understand the health bars or the stamina bars at the top of, in the boxes down below, but I don't understand the bottom bars and the percentages.
No question about that one.
I think Strowman's at like 114% there. Can't see it.
Doesn't that mean he has like a finisher or something?
Yeah,
Well,
I
I would assume that it would have like a FX by 1 next to it.
Right.
Strowman's trying to
Not where he wants to be right now.
recover.
Yeah, you're not going to win many matches when you're down.
The bottom bars, the yellow things, is the reversal.
Oh, okay.
You only get so many per match, and obviously they can regenerate throughout the match. But
I don't know how I feel about that.
it can make for a good match. That's what you
Well,
want.
thanks for coming, Sting.
Yeah.
Bye,
Sting
Christian.
just got done.
Look at this. Oh, there's some good contact there by
Nice snap
Booker T.
suplex. That looked pretty good.
One-man gang in
Oh,
there.
Joe's gone.
Nope, reverses it.
It's a one-man gang. You can't say that. That's a guy. He's a one-man gang in there, unless he actually is one-man gang.
Samoa Joe's out. That's unfortunate.
Kurt's doing Luke Harper's Gator roll version of.
Ain't no stopping him now. That's
That's a Shelton Benjamin thing.
yeah. That's not in the match, Byron. One man gang again.
Keep saying it.
Not so fast.
Oh, that was a sharp DDT there.
Now down to 4 guys.
Booker T absorbing some offense here. He doesn't want
Ah,
to
you
get
bastard.
out of control, guys. Man, I knew this was going to be
Yeah,
a
like in the
closely
older
fought battle, but I
SmackDown games,
didn't
even if you were targeting
realize
another
it was
person
gonna
and
be
you went for like a
this
grapple,
This is unreal.
by Angle,
Yeah.
you would tussle with that person even though it was inadvertent. It still seems to not be the case
Just making his
in this game,
presence felt there.
where if you target
I
somebody
think-
else,
Reversal by Braun
and you
Yeah,
go,
the
yeah,
possible that the auto target might not be on. I haven't looked at that yet.
AJ Styles on the attack.
Yeah, well, I'm out, so I'm just watching it now.
That was a little bit early. There's his speed paying off, and then Styles counters.
yeah.
He's taking one heck of a beating, Michael. Oh yeah, here's Booker T.
Strowman's got to win this now.
He's got
Well, you'd think, right? How can anyone possibly eliminate the big man? Booker T just hit a stroke.
Strowman's
Oh.
hiding under the
Guys, when you
bottom rope
have
here.
as trained an eye as I do,
Yeah.
you get to a point where you can see the finisher coming before it actually comes.
And again, it's a
let me tip you
WCW
off to
show.
something here.
Booker gonna win this thing.
Oh,
And it's coming very soon.
We could see a spinneroonie.
You'd better strike while the iron's hot.
Booker gonna take it for the old brand.
So the special's at 108%. Okay, never mind. Oh, there we go. Now he's got a finisher.
there you go.
This just might be enough for him to take the victory here.
That'll readjust your spine.
And then
Well, I haven't
Booker's
played
gonna
a WWE game for a while, but there was always a thing where you build up the charge for a finisher,
Yeah.
and that it'll be stronger while it's still like hot, and if you store it, it just kind of disappears. Your momentum kind of drops. But if
You
it
can also
stays
use
on
it
over
for instance,
a save if you're being eliminated.
yeah, or the other way around. It's instant
Yeah.
exit as well. Elimination, I think of the word.
Oh, bookend.
Oh,
AKA the rock bottom.
He misses on that
Well,
one.
now start working on the arm.
Open?
And the crowd's dead. Oh, no, there we go. I mean, it's Japan, so they're showing their respect by with the silence.
Yeah, right. Wow, Booker's really dominating him here.
He's done it.
No way! Wow!
He may be in the there's the last competitor
What?
eliminated.
Just punched him out.
I like all the Samoa Joe signs there in the crowd in the front row.
Yeah. Wow. So, Strowman's been on this path of destruction for years now. Apparently, all it needed this whole time was a Booker T to come out from behind that table. Suddenly everyone's at ringside again, all looking tired.
Yeah.
That's why he ran away on Raw on Monday. He knows what he can do.
Wow. I don't know. I see all the bells and whistles that they put into the game, but there's still some very glaring flaws about it.
It
was a lackluster match.
He didn't hype the drama.
I didn't. Oh man.
Copyright 1991. Apparently Japan was not a fan of that match.
Yeah. I haven't even looked into some of the other options yet. The career mode is apparently quite good from what I've heard. And
can we do like one more match and then we can get out of here?
Yeah, let's do something big at TLC or Hell in a Cell, something we can see some cool stuff.
Creations, okay, so there's like a lot of
create a victory.
Variety and
Does create a victory mean to make it a win?
It's basically what happens after a match. You get to create your little animation of what happens.
Short animation.
I thought it was something like, hey, no DQ, but the rope breaks on.
You can. There is an option in there for custom matches where you can combine rules from different matches. I've not looked into that yet, but apparently that's quite good.
Let's do some legends here. Let's do, like, I don't know. Austin's good.
Let's give Beans his ultimate match.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah.
No.
Let's do it.
There's too many people in this game.
Who are you going to be, though?
There's too many people in this game.
You should be able to, like, hit left and right and skip through pages rather than...
I think you probably can. I'm just being dumb.
Oh, you can sort by alphabetical order or something else, I guess.
The
overall
rating.
Yeah.
The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn.
Sure.
Michael.
What it?
The phenomenal AJ.
He did one AJ, didn't he?
Sorry, say that again?
He did one AJ style, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
yeah.
This is the one graphic that somebody made. Alright, so you can select a referee in a one-on-one match.
Standard referee.
Yeah. They
Let's do this. Let's do this at WrestleMania. It has to be ready.
Yeah. WrestleMania 33.
There's your referees.
WrestleMania's son.
Standard referee.
Night. It's a main event.
So standard referee is Jason Ayers, I think.
Wow. Referee 2 looks a bit like Justin King, but didn't he? Is he still around?
No, he's not with WWE.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, standard referee 1 and old school referee 1 look the same. The only difference is the hand on the hips. That's it.
Well, and the huge collar on the refereeing shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But old school referee 1 and old school referee 2 look the same.
They don't have.
Oh, it's the logo. It's just the logo on there.
They don't have like the actual like old school SmackDown with the blue stripes and everything.
Yeah, they don't have a Charles Robinson on there.
Yeah. So they don't have like John Cone, Charles Robinson, Chad Patton. It's just like random people. That's kind of disappointing. Because last year or the year before, when we last time did one of these types of videos, they had John Cone as like the standard referee, and he looked awful.
Yeah. Jimmy Corderas.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That's pin and submission both. So
right, so we're having it at Mania, aren't we? Forgot.
Okay. I like how it asks, are you sure you don't want to keep these settings?
No, I'm not sure I don't want to not keep these settings.
Yeah, because it's totally... It said 97 on his fucking... Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever! Florida. Okay.
The following contest is a hell
The Mania Arena feels like a big one.
making his way to the ring.
They usually tend to put it in a small one, but
My
can't
one
do a big
complaint,
one.
yeah, about this arena is that the ramp is too small.
27 pounds.
Yeah, there's that.
Great kid, Shawn
And I bet if you played Randy Orton, they wouldn't
As
have a
we
little
ready for singles
terrible
action,
snake
Byron, what
thing
can you tell us
following.
about these two competitors? Well, I can say that both
He actually
these
does.
superstars
Oh, it does? Oh, wow. Never
It's
mind. I'm
up.
surprised. All right.
Yeah.
dominance here tonight. But as we all know, only one will walk away with their arm raised in victory. Well, I think we can all agree that this will be no easy match for him here tonight. Yeah, but you could say that about every match.
Got a little bit of buffer, so sorry. Closed out the other window, so. Fed, you're still here? I can't see what you're saying.
and
Hold on.
his opponent
Oh.
from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the United States champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
As these superstars get ready for Hell in a Cell, may I remind you that this structure stands more than
Fed,
20 feet tall. Get a good look at these competitors, guys, because it might just be the last time we see them.
Wait, what? This might be the last time we see them.
Though I'd say he definitely has his work cut out for him here tonight.
What do you mean by that?
Be easy, that's for sure. But hey,
What
is
you were
anything
playing?
worth doing ever easy?
The Hell in a Cell, well, someone might die.
Yeah,
Wow,
apparently.
yeah. Please don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snickers.
With
Please
your-
don't try this at home.
Don't jump off your Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
What the hell is AJ doing?
We'll
Bouncing
see.
about.
We'll see in just a moment.
I've literally done. Wait till you see what he does. First two of the match.
Just running right at the cage.
About this one-on-one matchup.
He's trying to get out. He's scared.
Literally feel the electricity in
God.
the air for this Hell in a Cell match.
Why?
Judging from this crowd response, guys, there's no more magical place to be in Orlando right now.
Great-
than right
great,
here for this match.
That commentary. There's no more magical place to be in Orlando than right here.
This is the dive. And unfortunately for him, there was no water
Very
in
subtle
the
knock
pool.
there.
Tell us about
There we
AJ
go.
Styles. All these superstars have the ability, but what does he need to do specifically to come out ahead here?
This WWE of today is stacked with talent the world has not seen in quite some time.
Better man, this is like the second match I've had on this game.
Let's see if the rest of this
Yeah.
match is just as exciting as the beginning has been.
I can see why this has 0 stars so far of the match. With AJ Styles
Oh, yeah.
just running in place
Oh, shit,
in front
yeah.
of the cage.
Oh,
Or the cell, rather. Excuse me.
AJ Styles with the offense.
I wasn't paying attention then, you pinned me.
Quick pin attempt here. And Michaels continues to fight.
Just not enough damage done yet, Cole.
If you would have lost to the rope-a-dope run into the cell pin.
One offense, Shawn Michaels is
Oh,
showing
there's the
this
kip
point.
up. It's too early for the kip up.
Way too early.
No psychology. That's Shawn Michaels.
Alright, so I like the detail. I like the detail of the ring posts and the LEDs on the front.
Glowing, yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh!
Baseball. Whoa!
That connected.
And there you see Byron, Cole, and Graves at ringside.
Oh, yeah.
Doing some more damage here. Michael, that is so dangerous. Ain't no stopping him now.
Ain't no stopping him now.
It's like a one-man gang out there.
Steps didn't move.
Signature. Oh. Sharpshooter.
That almost came out of nowhere.
That almost came out of nowhere.
Nicely done as he gets out of the submission. Color me surprised, Michael. I did not see that one coming. Back in from the floor.
So I wonder if you can escape the cell. There's like a breakout or something.
Knocked him right off
Yeah,
his feet.
must
Yeah, no
be
kidding.
able
Can
to.
do.
Oh, gonna be the elbow.
Also, there's only one.
No, moonsault. Ah.
Hey.
Offense by
There's
Shawn
only
Michaels.
one announce table at ringside.
He's
so
not
that's
getting up.
unfortunate.
You can't like his chances right now.
Shawn Michaels looking for. He's got the sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
Triple H and Gorilla.
Got
probably
Oh,
smiling
right in the bum.
proudly.
Sledgehammer can
Yeah,
cause
right in the bum.
Right in the bum.
serious damage. Still trying to get back to his feet here. He's clearly in a bad way right now.
He'd jab the hammer at the air twice and then just throw it down.
By Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
Powerbomb? Yeah.
AJ
Oh, no.
Styles with a nice reversal. Tell me what Shawn Michaels can do here to improve his chances. He's always up for a challenge, and tonight is no different.
This cell has a way of changing people forever. And I can't help but think he's never going to be the same again after this one.
This is where we find out who the better man is.
Chair.
At this point, it could very well be either one of these guys. That's
Oof.
how close this thing is. Styles looks like he wants to do it all by himself. Styles, a fireman's carry.
No.
Shigeru.
Roshi.
He can end it here.
Can he do it here?
It doesn't have King making fun of the
Michaels kicks out.
That's all right.
the name of the
Yeah, he's
move
a
there.
superstar that can flip the switch and get after you.
Oh, and he's still down, Byron. Things definitely aren't looking very good for him right now.
Oh.
He's calling for it.
Wants to hit that forearm.
Feed AJ more.
Styles is getting ready.
Hey, what a counter.
That's pretty nice.
Sidestep. Oh!
Let's do it. And this has got to be it.
Ah.
Sweet. Winner, Shawn Michaels 97. What the fuck?
I thought he was no.
It's true, it was.
When's the last time they like just replayed a normal suplex like that? And,
Yeah.
Here's the you can't
Great
even
camera
see
shot of that.
Alright,
That's
that's
Ushigoroshi.
yeah, that's true to Kevin Dunn, I feel. And then yep, to the back of the neck there. 1, 2, oh, the kick out. And then boom.
That's all. Exaggerated bump.
1, 2,
What the?
3. There we go.
Okay, you're about to witness something slightly weird.
Your winner, the Heartbreak Kid.
Look who we have coming.
Didn't get to go up top. But
Yeah.
it's all worth it for that. Jimmy was so running.
That was worth it. Yeah.
That's so good.
Jimmy, you should have ruined WrestleMania.
Yeah, the main event of WrestleMania. That's what Vince keeps saying, though, right? You got to take a chance to get yourself
Yeah.
over.
Here's the clip of it since we're back because OBS temporarily disconnected. Jimmy Uso came out and just look at this. That was a nice high five there. And then there's the assault. Wow, unbelievable.
And he missed as well the first time. Second time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept going for it.
Unbelievable. Alrighty. And then there's the Uso splash, and that was pretty much the end of it right there.
Oh, he did it with a super kick as well. What a bastard.
Yeah, right.
There's all the Snicker signs, yeah. That is just shameless. Come on.
It's hard to wrestle when you're hungry.
Alright. So that was Will playing a bit of WWE 2K18 at WrestleMania of last year. It's
played out exactly as I remember it, actually.
Yeah, just Jimmy Uso out of nowhere.
Perfect recreation, yeah. That time that Jimmy Uso ran out at
taking
the end of WrestleMania.
Taking care of Shawn Michaels 97.
Time traveling Shawn Michaels.
Oh my god. I like some of the detail in the game, but it still needs a lot of work in certain areas.
I think. I mean, when did 2K take over now? Is this the third year, fourth year?
Probably the third year.
They didn't do 12, I think. I think 12 was the last one they didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe 13.
Yeah,
no, it's still WWE 13 then, so probably 14, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're going the right way. I think THQ, as it was, made a lot of mistakes with it and weren't improving things in it, but I think 2K seemed to be listening and improving things where it should be improved. But any game like this, especially when they come out every year, there's always going to be something that they miss.
Yeah, just like the AI coming out of nowhere after a match. I mean, that was kind of cool, but he missed twice.
They've been trying to do that for ages, to try and make universe mode like an actual career mode, and it never really works. The storylines don't make sense. They don't flow. It just doesn't work. The AI in the match too, like AJ just rolling out of the ring and running at the cage, or when you go to the outside to get a weapon and he picks up the weapon and goes to the outside, so you come back in, so he comes back in. It just looks a bit video gamey. Like there's no real, the whole point of a wrestling match is that you're working together, and you can't really translate that into a video game.
No.
So I don't know how they can ever really solve that one, but it is something that kind of takes you out of it a little bit.
And at the start as well, AJ Styles just running into the cell for no reason whatsoever. That is incredibly immersion breaking for a game that's supposedly trying to, make itself as like the prominent must-have game each and every year.
I don't know if normally especially when these bigger games come out, there's usually a patch on the day they come out. There wasn't this time, so I don't know whether they're waiting for Tuesday or not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you have early access to it, but you'd probably have like a day one patch even for the early access people, so that you don't introduce what you just saw to the things there. I don't know. It's just me.
I was playing around with the creation suite a little bit, and it's quite in depth. I was quite impressed with that. There's quite a lot you can change and mess about with. So yeah, I think it's a decent game. It's better than last year's, from what I've seen. I've not touched the career mode yet. I've heard that's quite good.
Okay.
Don't know if you've got time. Do you want to look at the creation suite, or if you want to wrap it up?
We can do a quick.
Oh man, I always spend way too long on the creation. When I first get one of these games, I have to make a guy.
Yeah.
It takes hours to get it the way you want it, and it's just all menus. It's one of those things I do enjoy doing it, but man, it's so time consuming.
It can be. Yeah, I've done it myself. Yeah.
And then you've got to do the move set.
Yeah. Well, it's from what I've seen so far. I mean, you could be there for quite a while.
Yeah.
And that's just creating your own superstar, as they call it.
Yeah.
Then you can get into the created title mode and create an arena and all
that. All right. I mean, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Cool.
If it's something that's going to take a lot of time, then I don't think we can get into it because we've
No, fair enough. Yeah.
spent an abundant amount of time on this. It looks pretty, for sure. It looks like a pretty well
It
polished.
definitely looks good. Yeah.
A lot of the superstars, like I said, were pretty on point with what they actually look like even for the newer generation consoles and such.
Yeah, hair is still the problem. They can't seem to get hair right. I guess that's just the way it is. It's difficult to do hair.
Yeah, I don't know. Hair and AI. The AI is still kind of wonky, and the commentary is still awful.
Well,
So-
that's it. I mean, you'd think by now the commentary thing has been an issue for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'd just think by now, especially with a new developer on board, you'd think they might have sorted that by now. But, as you say, no.
Because it was the one 2 years ago where Cole kept saying, and he begins the count, and there's the count, and then he starts the count, he begins the count, just...
It's weird. It can be done. You've got games like EA Sports and FIFA. I mean, they got it pretty much spot on.
Yeah.
There's still the occasional thing that doesn't make sense, but it's a lot better than the WWE games.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is. That's
I will give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, I'm glad.
Well, surely it's got to be out of 5 stars, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
3.5 stars.
3.5, yeah. That's about right.
3.5 stars with Jimmy Uso interfering after the match at WrestleMania.
Jimmy Uso grabbing that brass ring. You can't say he's not.
Definitely.
Good luck to him.
So that's going to be it for us this week. That was something. Hell in a Cell is now behind us. We're going to look ahead to TLC next week. That's the prediction show, so hopefully you can tune in and listen in at some point. We appreciate it. Feel free to use hashtag IWC Radio on Twitter. Give us a follow at the IWC Radio. Leave us a nice review on iTunes if you can. Just search for us there as well. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
No, I think that's it. I think
Alrighty.
you got it all.
We'll try to get Beans on next week if he's not too busy being a dad. So, take care, everybody. Have a great night.